It is 3 in the morning. Hey guys, the 100's back. So excited. I've been waiting for this episode. I am ready for war. I got my bunker symbol. I did henna the other day. I was bored waiting for the 100. And I got a new sword. It's a fairly cheap one. Wasn't kidding when I said I really like swords and weapons, so I swear I'm not a psycho. Anyways, the 100, season 5, episode 7, acceptable losses.
All of us left Polis for a better way, and all of us must do our part together.
I'll be sitting down with each of you to learn your stories.
I wouldn't have
Hear
left.
what skills you can bring to the community.
Echo, it's okay, you got this. Oh, that's the girl who got shot. She couldn't save her.
I put my life on the line for you, and you promised me that you would quit. And
thank you.
Stop lying. It's getting worse, you think. And you call this functioning? You didn't even close her up.
I did everything I could.
That reminds me of Clarke. That reminded me of Clarke, where she said I did everything I could. I don't remember when, but I know she said it. But yeah, Kane has a point. Like, he had to fight in the arena, and he had to kill someone, which is something he's completely against, for Abby, and she promised she would stop taking the pills, and she hasn't. And it's really pissing me off, because I hate seeing Abby like that. I mean, Abby hasn't always been my favorite, to be honest, but I still like her as a character.
We can count on Echo. Wouldn't be the first time she betrayed us.
If your brother trusts her, maybe we should too.
And just get to Shallow Valley, things will be better. I promise.
Funny. It's the same thing we said about getting back down to the ground. Then we found you.
You really don't want to mess with her right now. And you lived in peace in space for 6 years, and they've been in hell.
Your sister officially scares me. I'll get to go home to Shallow Valley.
Great. Maybe when we fight the war there, I won't have to suck.
Kids. I heard that she fights Ethan. I think that's what someone said. Oh no! Auntie! Jasper!
I told me I might find you down here.
I miss my algae farm. I give it 3 weeks until this place is as dead as the wasteland.
I've been meaning to give this to you.
I'm not ready. Oh my god. Oh my god, Jasper. Oh, cannibalism. They're about to enter the thing where Kara just put a dead body in, and I'm sure it's going to be like a meat locker. Oh my god, I've been waiting for this. Like, they have to see how truly horrible this place was. Oh my god. Are they using it to make the soil? Try to make the soil better? No. Let's not. I want to see what happens, but I don't want them to see it yet. They're going to use him as a weapon. Smart. Okay, they shouldn't use live people. I wouldn't use live people, but strategically, a weapon like that could come very in handy. Obviously, we need to get Murphy, Amori, Raven, and Echo out of there before they use the weapons, and Kane and Abby. But I'm pretty sure Octavia doesn't care about those two, or Echo. She might care about Murphy and Raven. Plus, she knows how useful Raven can be. I thought it was going to be like a meat locker with the bodies, and it'll show the cannibalism and everything. But oh my god, breeding them would give them a very big advantage in this war. It kind of parallels season 1 when they sent Murphy in with that virus to weaken. It's like weakening the battlefield. Except this would be much more effective because they do kill the person easily. Okay, it's back on. No, it's not. I really want to know when they're going to find out about the cannibalism. If there's no cannibalism, that will be the biggest shock because everyone's expecting cannibalism. I know there's an episode entitled The Dark Year. I feel like it's going to be an entire episode, probably like flashbacks and stuff, because it gets its own title and everything because it's a huge part of what happened in that bunker in those 6 years, and it's a huge part in shaping why Octavia is the way she is right now. We can't imagine the hell they went through in that bunker. We have to know. Maybe we'll be able to understand a little bit better once we get some more information about it. Jasper's letter and Goggles, they didn't finish having their moment. I really hope we get to see like Monty read it. I kind of want to know what the letter says. But at the same time, I feel like I'm going to cry if he reads the letter. But yeah, I'm just so intrigued by the bunker. It's an entire new civilization that's formed there from these 12 clans. Seeing how people have changed, not only like Abby's become a drug addict. It started before all the problems in the bunker started, but I'm pretty sure all the problems in the bunker didn't help. Kane is talking about how, like, do we even deserve to survive and, like, all this stuff because of everything they've had to do. Octavia has gone mad. She's changed so much in those 6 years. And obviously there is more behind that than we know so far. We saw the problems they had in the bunker 42 days after Prime Fire. There is 6 years worth of other problems that we have not seen yet. I get Bellamy's mad at Octavia for shooting the defectors, and he probably doesn't believe that she wasn't trying to shoot Echo. But if I were Dioza and I had seen what I had seen of the bunker so far, and I had Kane, like what Kane has told her, I wouldn't believe that Octavia just let them go. It'd make me very suspicious of everyone.
Hey, Spacewalker. Auto installs it opens a back door with their surveillance system that only Monty can see. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Too bad we can't get to... I don't know what happened to him in that bunker, but he's different.
They're all different. I wouldn't trust him just yet. There's something in it. Yep.
We need help.
Miller. Indra. Indra is probably their best bet.
Clarke, he was there when Pike shot her. He killed 300 of her people.
I'll be there. Yeah. By now.
Okay, I'm sorry, but you're not in charge there, Clarke. They didn't move till Indra signaled them anyways.
Trying to find a way to keep them dormant long enough to deliver them in the next detection. Good plan.
Oh.
I'm alone.
Ship.
What am I going to do, funeral?
Murphy still has
I
Mercury.
want to be useful.
Good, don't trust him yet.
Wow.
Who collars people like animals,
Ooh.
tortures them.
I'm not as good as you.
We got a little bit more backstory on Shaw, and we got more information about Dioza. What I found really interesting was when Bellamy said my sister would never approve of human testing, and Clarke was like, something about desperation makes you do questionable things. She would know because she took Luna's bone marrow. They judged Mount Weather so much for wanting to get the Hundred's bone marrow. And yes, Mount Weather could have come up with a situation where they donated it. But she did the same thing. Yes, it was to try to save the human race, but she was willing to sacrifice Amori. For a moment, she was. She eventually tested it on herself, which I admire about her. She bears it so they don't have to. So she knows what she's talking about. I love how they're bringing things in from other seasons and putting it in this season so we can kind of see a different point of view of everything that went on. We watched the 100 grow and make very tough decisions throughout the first 4 seasons. And now it's resetted. You know, we have these prisoners.
How can you be useful in my camp? I'm a spy. You know that too. And an honest spy is either incompetent or working an angle.
And then not like Wonkru.
Aw, Ethan. Don't be a bully. The flame.
Most of Wonkru believes the title of the commanders is over. I believed it too.
Really?
And I met you.
Yeah. She knew.
You wanted to see me?
Are we really having this conversation?
Yeah.
Our friends are there. People we love.
Acceptable losses. Big brother, how many innocent lives have you sacrificed? Or you, Juanita? This is no different. You were just trying to save your people. So am I. Octavia, you don't want to do this. Spare me your hypocrisy, Clarke. Miller told me about the man that you irradiated in Becca's lab.
True. I don't want to sound horrible, but Bellamy did kill 300 grounders, thinking he was doing what was right for his people. Clarke killed 300 mountain men, thinking she was doing what was right for her people. Clarke did a live experiment on a grounder in Becca's lab in a radiation chamber, burning him from the inside out. They've all done horrible things in the name of their people. And that was just 9 months on the ground. Within 9 months on the ground, they changed so much, and they did things that if they were in that situation right now, and if it was someone else, they would be saying, don't do it, this is wrong, we have another way. But in those 9 months that they were on the ground, they made these decisions because they needed to do them for their people, even if it went against their moral code. This show is a huge gray area. 2 months in, when they killed all the mountain men, 5-6 months in, when Bellamy killed those 300 grounders, and about 9 months in, when Clarke irradiated a chamber to test Nightblood. They did all of that when they had only lived less than 9 months on Earth, facing these hard decisions. Octavia has lived 6 years in a situation similar to what they had on the ground.
There are times in war where you have to do the wrong things for the right reasons. Octavia will expect us to do something like that.
This was supposed to be Jasper's suicide. Now, after we pulled him out of the City of Light, the cycle can't be broken as long as we're here. That's why I won't be here. That's why.
It's okay.
Echo's gonna go against Shaw. She has betrayed Raven in order to try to get that flash drive on the ship. It was the only option they had right now that didn't involve a long wait of time. Diyoza knew she was a spy because Kane told her everything, which I'm still mad about. She had to admit she was a spy. Echo had a point when she said in war sometimes we do stuff that is against who we are, who we want to be. And that's very true. If you're thinking from a war perspective, you shouldn't sacrifice your own warriors if that's what Octavia is planning to do. I know, okay, if they're defecting, it's one thing. Obviously, it's still horrible, but if they're defecting and you're weeding out traitors and you have that mindset, it makes sense to send in something to weaken the other side, like when the Grounders sent Murphy in. Unless you can get someone to volunteer to go in, which I feel like might not be too hard because her people are extremely loyal, and I feel like with the level of loyalty, someone would sacrifice themselves.
I want to apologize for protecting you from yourself.
Get out.
She's not sleeping. She has rage. She's already lost her way. You can tell just by how she's acting, how it's affected her so much. She needed to get on the ship.
Buried under
Stupid light.
rope object.
They're not gonna tell Octavia.
As soon as we tell her,
Then we worry about stopping the war. Okay?
You can't stop this war.
Good.
No. Please don't destroy the program. Please don't destroy the program. In order for them to save their people, not telling her was their best option. Again, it's a gray area and it's a struggle to save your people. Bellamy wants to save Spacekru, Octavia wants to save Wonkru. Clarke just wants to save Madi. Bellamy not telling Octavia is a smart decision for him. It is not a good decision for Wonkru. Shaw. I'd probably put him in a shock collar if I was Diyoza, just because it would be unwise to kill him. He's still of a lot of use. He's not going to program it.
Yeah, if the early batches don't kill them like they nearly did us.
so before I got the recipe right and you know it,
I love you. So I need to choose. Me or the pills?
She's a drug addict. She's not going to be able to honestly choose you if she is that addicted to it. There's no need. He got his answer. She's a drug addict. You can't make them choose like
Yeah, I'll
that.
be right with you.
She is sick.
Good.
They are making her pregnant in the show. Wait, but she drank tequila. That's not good for the baby. He thinks it was Raven. Octavia's gonna be able to tell against Ethan. Ooh. She's gonna do it. Oh, I thought he was gonna take it away. It makes sense to making her a second. She does know the train. If Clarke destroys the eye,
They're not gonna take her out.
I feel like crying. I'm not 100% sure why. I think it's because I really, really, really think Octavia's gonna die this season. Octavia chose Madi to be her second because she knows the terrain and she's a good fighter. That makes sense. I'm not 100% on where Octavia is. I could see how she could see it as a threat, but I could also see her as actually being able to connect with Madi due to their similar past and actually want to be there for Madi. I could see it both ways because Madi kind of represents this innocence that Octavia has lost. There's just so many ways everything could go. They're going to try to take out Octavia. I don't think many in Wonkru are going to try to help them. I could see Indra helping them in a way where she tries to get Octavia to understand. I don't believe Indra would ever be okay with killing Octavia. I'm thinking if Clarke makes Madi the commander, they might be able to take Octavia down through that. But that is exactly what Clarke does not want because that's going to cause a war in the bunker. Because even if Madi does become the commander, the bunker is loyal to Octavia. She kept them alive. And I don't think all of them are just going to be like, oh, we're back to the commanders. So much happened in this episode. I forgot how fast-paced this show could be. I love it. I'm going to need an entire day to recover. Probably going to... I don't know why, but I feel like crying and... They've all changed so much, and I just don't know. Bellamy, Clarke, and Octavia and Raven are not gonna die. They aren't allowed to die, ever. God, I'm wasting so much memory space just, like, trying to process all of this. I have to, like, try to detach myself from all the emotion I'm feeling right now to think strategically in terms of where this war can go and what might happen in future episodes. Diyoza. Obviously, I feel like she did the right thing, keeping Shaw alive. I was really sad that he was all beat up and shot-colored. He probably feels really betrayed by Raven. See little sparks there. Ship it. I really do. It's complicated because I also ship Mervyn. It's so complicated. I ship Shaw and Raven right now, but I also ship Raven and Murphy for a while now. And I also ship Murphy and Amori. Monty. It looks like he's becoming less and less optimistic. I'm worried about him going down a similar path as Jasper, especially if something happens to Harper. I did see a picture of Harper with her hands with blood. I really hope she doesn't die. I hope Monty doesn't die. No, if Harper dies, I feel like Monty's gonna be like Jasper and give up. The worms. Octavia didn't approve of live testing, but as she said, she didn't approve of it, but she still is going to use the information that Cooper found, which is a smart move. Use whatever information you have. This is a war. You can't always make the choices you wish you could make or the choices you want to make. Whatever choices you do make, you're always going to have a loss. There is no war without casualties. Octavia doesn't see Echo, Murphy, Raven, and Maury as her people. She doesn't see them as an enemy. Like she said, she sees them as acceptable losses. She's only focused on her people and getting them to that valley. That's her main goal. And I feel like maybe part of that is because everything that's happened in those 6 years, everything they've had to endure those 6 years, I feel like maybe she feels like if they can't get them home and they start starving and more people die because of that, because she can't get them back home, then she might feel that like she's failed them and the hell they've been through those 6 years was in vain. She's obviously mentally ill at this stage. She's sleep deprived. She's unable to sleep. Is she having nightmares when she does sleep? Can she even think about sleeping with everything that's going on right now? How much trauma does she have in her past that is affecting her thinking right now? She is obsessing over this strategy and over things, which is understandable to obsess over, but losing sleep about it and having episodes of rage even against Indra. There's so little of the old Octavia left in that it's incredibly hard to spot. You could see it when Bellamy came down. You could see it a little bit when she talked to Kane for a moment when he was telling her that she lost her way and all of that. You could see it just a little bit. You could see it when she tried to get Bellamy in the bunker but he wouldn't go because of Echo, or when he wanted to go on a suicide mission and she wouldn't let him. You could see it with Indra in that fit of rage. She said, "Stop before I throw you in the arena." If old Octavia was absolutely gone, she wouldn't have thought of throwing Indra in the arena. She would have thrown Indra in the arena. There's so little left of the Octavia we knew. And I know a lot of people are hating Octavia, and I'm an Octavia fan. I've always been an Octavia fan. And to be honest, I love how her character has developed. Obviously, I don't love everything she's doing, but I actually do like Dark Octavia as a character for the progression of this show. Totally understand how it's hard for people to like her and how it's easy for people to hate her, especially with so much Bellamy fans out there, because of the way she's acting towards Bellamy. I love Bellamy, yes. I like Clarke, but I've always loved Octavia. In the show right now, I feel like, yes, a lot of people do want Wonkru to make it to the valley. But more than anything, people want Spacekru and Clarke and Madi to be okay, because those are the characters that most people are attached to. I'm like running through my head all the different scenarios that could happen and what would be the best outcome in this war. Bringing the worms in with the next affection is really the best way to go. Cooper tested to make sure it couldn't survive in the ground unless it's in sand, but there's always a margin of error. There's so much things that could go wrong and so little that can go right, or possibly nothing can go right in this show. Now with Clarke and Bellamy, I don't know if they're gonna disable the loop or not. I really hope they don't. It's still strategically smart for both of them. Even though they're going to try to take out Octavia, they need to think ahead. If that doesn't work, you're going to want to have that loop. But you always have to have a backup plan. You always have to have a bunch of backup plans and backup plans for the backup plans. It's a huge mind game, which I love. Echo's betrayal. I totally understand it. It was the best way to get that flash drive on the ship. I know a lot of people are going to dislike her for it, and a lot of people don't agree because people do like Shaw. But she is a spy, and she was doing what she needed to do to complete her mission. Sometimes you have to detach yourself from your personal feelings in order to make difficult choices in difficult situations, especially in a war. My battery died, so let me make this quick before it dies again. In war, the option that can get you there fastest with minimal repercussions is the best choice. Dioza is pregnant. I didn't think they were going to bring her pregnancy into the story. Oh my god. When she drank the tequila, I was like, oh, I guess they're not going to make the pregnancy part of the story. But they did. I know Jason said he hates working with kids, and I didn't think they were going to bring it in unless they end up killing her. But now it's an even bigger moral issue because she's carrying a child. And it's McCreary's. I mean, it's got to be McCreary's, right? I mean, they mentioned that they had a thing. I don't know what they're going to do with that because I still feel like she might die. I really don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen in that situation. Holy shit. Maybe she's gonna try to abort it, but she's too far along. Is this gonna be the first baby born on Earth since the 100 came down? Because I don't think anyone was born in that bunker. We got to see the kids of Wonkru training. I thought there'd be less of them. There's actually quite a few. Ethan's a little bit of a jerk. But I'm interested in seeing how his story is going to develop. Madi seemed nice towards the end. He did say, she's not Wonkru. So obviously all the kids feel that like strong loyalty to Wonkru. But yeah, I feel like they might develop a nice friendship. Just can't get over the fact that Dios is pregnant. I have no idea where they're going with that. Just gonna raise an even bigger moral issue in this show, and the show already has so many. Anyways, I wanted to say I am not against Bellamy or Clarke. It's just that right now, seeing what Wonkru has gone through, and not even seeing the full picture, I can understand how Octavia's main focus and purpose right now is to get them to that valley, by whatever means necessary. I don't agree with everything she's doing. If it wasn't a life or death situation or a war, I wouldn't ever make those choices. And I don't think Octavia would ever make those choices if it wasn't in the situation that she is in now. That being said, I do feel like a lot of her choices are smart in trying to win a war. I'm very concerned about Indra. I have a feeling she might die this season. She loves Octavia. She cares about Octavia. She's seen Octavia. She sees Octavia going down this dangerous path. She's like a mother figure to Octavia, and she taught her what she knows. Indra and Lincoln were her family, and Lincoln's dead, and all she's had is Indra, while Bellamy was gone. And I get how Bellamy and Clarke don't understand it. Bellamy and Clarke, yes, Bellamy could have had some problems on the ring with the algae and all of that. Clarke had problems, finding the will to survive for a while. But they basically lived in peace. They didn't have to fight. Like in 46 days after Prime Fire, there's this whole uprising with Spacekru. That wasn't going to happen in the Ark or in the Valley with just Madi and Clarke. Clarke and Bellamy had a 6-year break of peace. Octavia didn't have that, and Octavia said from the beginning she was not a leader. She made that very clear. After Prime Fire, Octavia was like, my people are safe down here in this bunker. I did my job. I made sure that they were safe. Let me train. I don't want to lead these people. It's too much responsibility. It's not who I am. And yet she was forced into that role. And she went in with a warrior mindset. She did everything she could. I mean, to have someone who rebelled against you, Cooper, who took the farm, to have her be one of your most loyal, it just says so much of how, what's happened. Gaia being so faithful to Octavia, even though she is a flame keeper, and it is her duty to protect the flame and the next commander, yet she's still loyal to Octavia. If this was the old Gaia, she would have tried to get the flame in Madi, or try to convince Madi to take the flame. Indra, seeing how much Octavia has changed and having that softer side of Indra. Octavia knowing that Indra helped Kane and Abby, and she didn't punish Indra for that because she loves Indra. Whether she says love is weakness or anything, she's had to detach herself emotionally to make the tough decisions that she's had to make. And yet when it comes to Bellamy and Indra, I feel like there's still that tie with emotion in there. She's putting on this brave face, but there's so much more going on with her. Personally, that's what I think. Dios's pregnancy oh my god. I don't know what they're gonna do with that. I really don't. And I hate when I don't have a clue of what's gonna happen, or a clue of what can come next. I have so much anxiety right now that I want to know what's gonna happen next episode. I want to see the preview. I want to see the sneak peeks and everything, and I'm going to try so hard not to look at them. But I have to keep my mind distracted from the 100 somehow. Maybe I'll do some more henna. So if you see me next time, covered in henna with 100 related things, that's why. Oh, Kane and Abby. I think I talked between the commercials. Abby needs to stop taking those pills. Kane was totally right in saying that she had promised she would stop taking the pills, and she hasn't. And Kane put his life on the line for that. And he did things that he didn't want to for that. And when he said, need to choose. I knew that response. I knew what response was coming up. You can't say that to a drug addict. You can't make a drug addict choose because they're addicted. As much as they love you, they're not going to be able to. Unless they are extremely willing and want to quit, you are not going to be their first choice, no matter how much they love you. And that's the sad truth of that. I love Kane and Abby. The truth is, Abby is a drug addict. There's not much they can do about that. Oh, I swear to God, I thought that when Clarke and Monty opened that place that Cooper went in, I thought it was going to be like a meat locker of bodies. I'm pretty sure I heard in an interview that the hydro farms did stop production for a while, and that, cannibalism. I don't know. I feel like all of this will be explained in episode 11 titled The Dark Year. I'm super excited for that episode. I give this episode 10 out of 10 as always. This episode has been amazing. We got so much information in there that I love it. The cliffhanger with Clarke and Bellamy, and Clarke saying we're going to take out Octavia, I don't see that going too well for them. I know they're going to go to war because I heard someone say something about a picture where Bellamy and Madi look like they're going to march alongside Octavia. So still really, really hoping Octavia doesn't die. If Octavia dies, I'm going to lose it. I think I said everything I wanted to say. If I didn't, I'll add it in some little notes. And yeah, that was my reaction to The 100, Season 5, Episode 7, Acceptable Losses. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want, and I will see you guys next week for another episode of The 100. Cannot wait. But yeah, bye.